Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm out in the garden this morning. There's a few things that I want to get cleaned up today a little bit, and then there's some squash that needs to be harvested, and I'm going to take you along and we're going to make some zucchini bread. And I'm very excited about it because I've got quite a bit of squash. I still have a big one inside that needs to be used up, so I thought it would be fun for you to come along with me today just to do a little bit of garden cleanup and then make a really delicious zucchini bread recipe. So we're over here in the raised bed garden, and this really is the situation with the tomatoes is getting a little out of hand. As you can see, I pulled out all the cilantro and dill from both sides here, but this tomato cage I feel like is on its last leg. It's just not holding anything up, so I'm going to, there's branches down here and the parsley, so I'm just gonna harvest what I can from those, cut them off, try and lighten the load on this and maybe try and straighten up the tomato cage. But it's just getting out of hand. It looks like there's a lot of cayenne that needs to be harvested. My Thai chilies here are looking really good, and some of them look like they're ready to be harvested. But yeah, it's just this is the reality of the end of the summer. So I guess today I'm gonna also harvest a bunch of cherry tomatoes that are ready, and I think I see some larger tomatoes that may be ready, or I just want to check on them to see how they're doing. The beans, I think they look okay. I think I'm going to try and feed them and see if I can get another harvest of beans for the end of the summer. Who knows? It might be a little late, but I have some compost in the shed that I can add to the bottom there, and we'll just water it in. We've gotten rain. We got rain earlier this week, so things are looking pretty haggard, but also lush. But this is what we're working with. So I actually have a lot of cherry tomatoes, and I watched a video from the Elliott Homestead here on YouTube the other day, and she made sun-dried tomatoes, but in the oven, and I think that's what I'm gonna try, so we'll do that today as well. not perfect, but I was able to straighten out the poor tomato cage, and I trimmed quite a bit off, and then it was so sad. I had several large tomatoes in here that had actually started to rot because they split in the rain, and I'm so upset. I should have grabbed them. I've got a few more that are still, they're blushing, but they're still very green, so I'm going to leave them there. I'm hoping that we'll get a little more heat, but the forecast is like mid to upper 70s, so I don't know if that's going to be enough. I also have 2 here, so I might have to try, and then actually there's one here. I might try to, I've never been successful really of ripening them inside, but we'll see. But this is, I pulled these as well. This one is perfectly ready. This one is still a little, this one's still a little green, but this one was next to the ones that were rotting, and actually it's kind of soft, so I think I'm gonna just throw this one out. And then this is what we've harvested from this area. The tomatoes are actually slowing down quite a bit. A lot of these are split, so that's why I just want to like make those sun-dried tomatoes today. And then I pulled a bunch of the cayenne and then some of those Thai chilies, and I believe this is a serrano because I didn't get hardly any jalapenos, but this could be a jalapeno. There's 2 there. But yeah, this is actually this is a pretty good haul. And then I have another plant that I need to check, and then let's go harvest some squash. Now, there's 2 of these that I left for a few days, and they're ginormous. Ooh. That's a pretty good size. This will be good for zucchini bread. This is a golden nugget squash, and it's not very big, but it's turned orange, and I'm afraid that a little critter or even the slugs are gonna come get it, so I'm gonna pick it now. And unfortunately, I can see the first signs of powdery mildew on my plants. It always happens, but you know, I think this leaf is just like this, but I definitely see powdery mildew over there and also here on this golden nugget leaf. That's also a golden nugget squash. I fed these. I've done everything. Nothing. It didn't do anything for me. So actually, I think I'm gonna pull that out right now. So I had one of our homegrown bell peppers with my eggs this morning, and I decided that I wanted to save the seeds since I've actually had pretty good luck with this variety. So I'm going to save some seeds and we'll plant them for next year's garden. Okay, we need flour. I don't know if that's 3 cups, but I hope I have extra. I have some salt. To get my stool. Baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon. Three eggs. And star of the show, zucchini. There's that one. And then I'm just going to use one of the ones from today. It says 2 cups, so I think before I grate the second one, I'm going to see how many I can get, but if I need it, this one. Alright, so it says we need to grease and flour these pans. It calls for a smaller one, but I'm just going to go with what I have. I think it said 8x4, but mine are like 9x5, so I think the loaves will just be a little wider and a little flatter, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll taste good. So I'm just using some unsalted butter. And then I will put flour in here. All right, I think I'm ready to start putting all the ingredients together. This is an all recipes recipe, and I will link it in the description box below for you to try yourself, but let's get going. Okay, so I'm gonna stir the flour, salt, baking powder, baking soda, and cinnamon together in a large bowl. So we'll need 3 cups of this. Teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking powder, teaspoon of baking soda, and a tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm gonna get a skinnier one than this. I'm just going to whisk this together. I need a separate large bowl. So the next part is to beat the eggs, oil, and sugar and vanilla together in a separate large bowl. So it's going to be 3 eggs, 1 cup of vegetable oil, two and a quarter cup of sugar, 3 teaspoons vanilla extract, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get an electric mixer out. Hold on. I'm going to cut these. They're pieces, so it says chopped. I'm not a very clean baker, as you can see. Just going to fill these in. And I've already added the zucchini, just letting it sit for a little bit. The batter is very thick. Probably would have been easier to do in a mixer. Oh well. Everyone needs some arm workout when they bake. Perfect. The consistency is a lot better than what I was thinking when it was just the flour mixture and the wet mixture. It's more pourable. So it says cook 40 to 60 minutes, which seems like a very large time discrepancy, until the toothpick comes out clean. So I'm going to put it in for 40 minutes, and then I'll check them, and then we'll adjust from there. Preheated oven at 325 Fahrenheit. All right, now it's time to clean up, and I'll see you back here when the zucchini bread is done. These zucchini bread loaves look chef's kiss, and the recipe says to wait for them to cool off fully, but I've never been able to resist a zucchini bread that's warm, so I'm gonna try it. I've got some unsalted butter here, but you know, usually I would prefer salted, but that's I have to do. Ooh, it melts it when it's warm like this. It's perfect. Yeah. Mm. It's so good. It's super moist. I'm sorry if you hate that word, but it is. And it's got the crunch from the walnuts in it. And it's just, there's nothing that can beat zucchini bread. I think I prefer it to banana bread too. I'm gonna go out on a limb there, but this is so good. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put these tomatoes in for a few hours while I'm upstairs doing some work. This will dehydrate them, and then we can store them for later use. And I'll link the video for these down below. It's from the Elliott Homestead. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these cleaned off. I'm going to like cut them in half and then squeeze the seeds out. And then I'll put them on this baking tray with some parchment paper. I'm going to use some oregano from my garden, and I think a little bit of sea salt and maybe some garlic powder. So let's get started on this. Since they're so small, it's probably going to take a while. So I'm just going to put you on a time lapse, and I'll see you on the other end when they're ready to go in the oven. right, so I've got a full little tray here. I have them all skin side down. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt on them. And then this is my dried oregano from the garden, so I'm just going to scrunch it. The flowers are also edible. I'm just going to scrunch those a little bit. Grab some of these bigger leaves and scrunch them up. All right, so these are going to go in the oven. The recipe says between 3.5 to 5 hours. Since these are pretty small, I'm going to put them in for 3.5, and then I'll check on them just like I did with the zucchini bread, and then we can adjust accordingly. Now, she packs hers in oil in small jars. I don't have small jars, and she does that because she can use a whole jar at a time when she opens it. But I don't have that, so I'm gonna probably, I'll probably put them in Tupperware to see how much we eat in the next week. And if I don't use it all, I'll freeze whatever's left over so we can use it at a later date. I'll link that, like I said, I'll link that recipe down below, and or the video for it. And then I will link the recipe for the zucchini bread as well. Right, I think that's going to be it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed coming along for a little gardening adventure and harvest, and then also some baking as well. I'm feeling very cozy now that it's September, and but I am still trying to embrace the rest of the summer for this week. For like the next few weeks while we still have it here. I'm enjoying so many flowers in my garden right now. We actually have a beautiful dahlia that's blooming, and I just really love this time of year. Like, the anticipation for fall is like really exciting for me. But yeah, I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. And if you don't want to miss more of this kind of content and some DIY and decorating for holiday content coming up very soon, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.